She went, okay. She went,
Good evening and welcome to the good and the ugly. The bad's disappeared at the moment. I don't know what's gone on there. Hope you're all keeping well and had a good day. I'll say hello, Fuzzy. How are you, mate?
I'm doing good. Yeah, yeah. But bloody playback. I was wondering why I could hear you asking the same question, but your mouth wasn't moving. But yeah, you're doing all right. I mean, Anthony's just disappeared. His missus probably heard the dog joke, and she's marched downstairs. Hear the. Just dragged him away.
That's
coming a bad back to a broken back now.
That's the first thing that comes to my mind, that she's obviously heard what you were saying and she's come flying down the stairs and give him a couple of whacks.
Bruce Lee, proper makeover, bruising all over his face.
I'll just send him a message sort of what's going on in there. Let's say hello to our great people in the chat as always. Big it up first of all to Steve. Evening, Steve. Evening, Tony. Panel on the chat. Hope you're well, mate. He's already got a question for you. Fuzzy, are you putting your pants at the business the Hammers are doing in this window? If not, you should be. We're coming for you, baby.
So, right. Where did you finish last season in the table? That's where you'll finish this season. You have the best transfer window by a long shot and still somehow stink it out this season. It's just how football works. You know, it's just a letter of the law in football. It's like Man United. Like the football gods remembered that it's Manchester United. We can't be good. We're not allowed to be good anymore. They've anchored us in the ankles, and now we're sinking to the bottom of the ocean, giving up all of our first choice targets and walking into doing deals with Sander bloody Berg. We're doing a deal with a Norwegian burger. A Norwegian burger, I hear you say. Yes, a Norwegian burger. And a mid-20s Colombian in the Brazilian league. No one really knows who he is. Apparently 2 years, at the age of 22, I think it was, he made his professional senior debut. I mean, God only knows why he's suddenly so good now. And, I mean, Christ, you know, potentially walk away from De Ligt. When it rains, it pours. It doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop.
He's back in the room anyway. He's here now anyway. Evening, usual suspect. Evening all. Evening, Steve. Big up to Basil Hammerbrush. We're going to win the league. Boom, boom. Yeah, we're doing some good business at the moment. Hope you're keeping well. Evening, Pepsi Peck. Evening all. 4-1 to the Arsenal. Yeah,
They've won the league.
That's it. They're done.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't see the game myself, but I don't know. Was it a full proper Bayern Leverkusen side, or was it kind of bit part players? I don't know.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. The lineup was there, but at the end of the day, I was surprised that Zinchenko actually scored a goal from left back. You know, so that was good. Trossard with the second, Jesus with the third, and Kai Havertz with the fourth. But he was actually playing on the left side of midfield, Kai Havertz. So, but then again, he's only a friendly in it. So
yeah, of course, you can't take much from it, can you? Really?
Can't take much from that now.
Evening to the Goat Saves Football, Clear Lake Out. Big up Early Doors Football TV and panel and chat. Hope you're keeping well, mate.
Big ups.
And it's exactly the same thing. Hope everyone not writing, especially Anthony. He can't at this moment, that's for sure. Good afternoon to Lawrence from Lexington, coming you irons. Hope you're doing well, Larry. Hope things are good. He is Lawrence. They're all saying hello to each other. Where's the ugly? He's just turned up. He's just turned up.
What's
The
that?
ugliest of ugly.
You want some?
You want some? I'll give it you.
Did you see the mineral stream last night landed? I've heard about this. I did hear about this so-called mineral stream. So I have to have a look out for that because it seems it was quite interesting. Hello, hello, Joanne. How are you keeping? Hope you're all right. No shirts being burned or painting. I hope you're all good in that respect. So Zuma off to the Middle East. Yes, it looks like we're going to be offloading one of our defenders straight away. So or soon.
Got to get some of that Man City juice and sell him for about 100 mil.
Man. Well, considering the wages he's on, I mean, we need to trim that down. That's for sure. Big up, gentlemen. Big up, chat. Big up to you. What's up? Good. Big up, Fuzzy. Evening, lads. Evening, Mama. Hope you're all right.
It's Mama Floss.
And good evening to Arsenal Manic. Hope you will.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. So let's say that. I landed at tennis today. 100%. It makes sense. 100%. Hey, Lee. Hope you're all right, mate. Football Dad's Army. Go and see this man's channel if you get the chance to, as well as obviously the Goat Saves Football. First, just give us Aaron Wan-Bissaka and be on your way. There you go.
Tell
Simple
that
as
to
that.
him. Tell that to him. He doesn't want to leave. He literally doesn't want to leave. He's not fussed about leaving Man United. And I stressed about it on my video last night.
He wants that gold watch.
Players can't actually be bothered to leaving Manchester United. Literally, they just can't be bothered with being professional footballers anymore. He's just like, well, I'm not in a rush to leave the club, unless you pay me all of my wages. But yeah, until then, I'm not going anywhere. So swivel on that. Literally, the employees have become the employers. The employers have become the scrubs.
That's mad. Absolutely
The
mad.
roles have
Big
reversed.
up my menace. I'll be keeping me all. Big up the chat and the panel. Thank goodness for that. We don't need Obi-Wan, Lawrence. I want him, Steve. Yeah, and where are we looking, Mustard? Cole Walker. Yeah. If we can get that one over the line as well. There's a few other twists and turns as always, Steve. We know this. Very true. Big up, mama. And they don't show that.
I'm out here doing Bohemian Rhapsody. You're just.
Well, that's doing to the reference to the Obi-Wan going on there. He was to say, Anthony don't want to show that god awful Lynx Africa kit.
No, I've ordered it. It's coming in, and I'm actually going to wear that for a special occasion. But when I go on Arsenal history and more, that is made. It's made to go on Jez's show. That's what I'm going to be wearing. He might not like it, but I'm going to wear it just see what he says. He might call me a prick. Well, he normally does, but
So it's a good turn. It's a good turn.
This makes me a top gooner.
Hey, Bargav, hope you're keeping well. Good seeing you. Hey, early doors. Havertz moved up front second half, then he scored. Read into that one. Was that loot in the fridge when he did his back? No, Steve, he dropped his wallet and he bent down quick enough to pick it up before he hit the ground, but unfortunately done his back in at the same time.
Oh, that's exactly, Tim. Fucking up the note. It was like lifting up 2 concrete blocks. It went with all the notes I got in my wallet. In the mosque,
yeah. Basically made a lie detector test which proves his innocence and proved he didn't say the word people believe is interesting. Let's have a look at that. Bogaf saying, see West Ham making signings. Yeah, we're making some signings at the moment. We're doing some good business at the moment. But I'm not going to brag. Pepsi, only 12 players in your FPL. We need more. Yeah, exactly. So we'll bring that up and that. Yeah, so if you're interested, anyone in the chat, you want to join our Fantasy Football League, you can use the code you can see there on the screen. Put yourself in there and be part of that league. We're looking forward to doing that as well. So yeah, I'll keep this up for a while. I'm just going to put some of the comments up still, but we keep referring back to this.
I know it's Fuzzy's in it as well. You're in it as well, aren't you, Fuzz?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be absolutely shambolic at it.
Fuzzy Gump, his team's called. Fuzzy Gump.
Fuzzy Gump.
The Fuzzy Gumps sailing from Vietnam to compete in this tournament. Bet your bottom dollar will be in it to win it.
Evening, Moss, Sports All World. Easy peasy taking down the Bundesliga Invincibles. We, the OGs. You've upgraded Anthony in the thumbnail. Yep, he looks better now. He's got that airpiece sorted.
Yeah.
While he's not here, shh. Good chef.
And that's what he looks like when he hasn't got the air blown up in his arms.
You want some?
Evening, Noel. I hope you're keeping well. You want something outright? Give it here. You have no fans. Yeah, he knows. He knows it. He knows it. Special occasion, Fuzz and Donna's reception. Oh shit.
Oh, yeah.
Man is saying that Links Africa shirt's banging, Tony. Wham Bam Saka will regret not leaving Man United and joining a big club.
Wham Bam Saka.
Thank you, Joanne. Liked and shared. He posted on his Twitter. Thanks. I'll look out for that. The goat. Really, McManus looks good for his first team, bro. The goat said, this season being serious on the midfield. Good. We'll look out for that one. If you joined that one, we'll look out for that. The striker's a monster for Dortmund. Great striker.
Who's that?
Well, that'd be Fulkrug.
Want some? Give it, yeah. Got no striker.
Lawrence Hammers is in the league. Brilliant. So Lawrence's Hammers in there. Winner's prize is a Bristol Rovers shirt.
You can't get a Bristol Rovers shirt, mate, because they're all out of stock.
Yeah.
There's nothing on the website. You can't buy anything from their website.
Just a pair of shorts in it, Buzz.
Yeah, just a pair of shorts. If you fancy wearing some shorts on your head.
You know what it is, Fuzzy, and Anthony's bought them all up, so Noel can buy one for him.
Oh, right. So he's trying to.
You can see the logic behind it, you know.
Yeah.
If he hasn't bought them all, then he's probably nicked them all. That's why his back is so damaged at the moment. He's carrying all the boxes with all the Bristol Rovers shirt stock in.
At the risk of repeating myself, that Links Africa kit is the Pits. Boom. Big up, Fuzzy. My team name in FPL, Mason Mounts Minerals FC. Great name. Love that.
Oh, good one. Thanks for joining as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Football Dad's not be interested to see what plans Arteta has for him. Well, big up Aguna Matata, big up the irons in the panel. Hope you're well, mate.
Big up Aguna Matata.
Big up the real ones in the chat. Absolutely. And the same for yourself, mate. Want some, give it to you. Probably selling, mate. Got no striker. Yeah. Lie detector test. What is this? Meet the parents. You'll be surprised at what goes on out there, Guna. Thoughts on transfer window being the worst in Premier League history so far? Yeah. You know, it's apart from a couple of clubs buying, it's been relatively quiet, really. And either people putting offers and they're getting turned down, like Arsenal. You know, we've seen the two of their players had bids turned down. Obviously, Smith Rowe's been sold on, which was fairly decent money, but really for the other two, take the money and run. Basically, it'd probably be the best thing.
Yeah, even for Tottenham, it's absolutely terrible.
I
mean, bloody linked to Dominic Solanke. Richarlison's statistically better Premier League striker than he is.
Yeah,
well,
crazy to think.
65 million, release clause as well, though. 65 million.
Oh, they won't pay.
Solanke.
Oh, blimey. Do you know what? I was actually looking earlier today on an Arsenal website, and it says that Arsenal are interested in Solanke. I didn't realise he scored that many. He scored 19 league goals last season for Bournemouth. 19. I was reading it. I looked up his stats earlier today, and obviously 1 goal shy of 20. And I thought to myself, well, that's not bad. In all fairness, if he can do that for Bournemouth, think of what he can do at a better club with better players around him.
True. Either Matt Foster, you want some, got no defence. That's true, isn't it? Good to see you in here, mate. Hope you're keeping well. Big up, good return. You gentlemen get excited for the start of the season? Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's like I said yesterday, nice little break from the Euros. Seeing some transfer business being done from certain clubs, and then of course, panic buy near the end when the transfer window comes. But hopefully we'll soon see who stands out.
Yeah, true. I'm not excited. I'll be honest with you. With this transfer window, I'd rather watch fucking Bambi than watch this transfer window at the minute.
Ball talk tonight. Smoke screen that game for everyone. 3 goals, no less without a striker. Yeah, I mean, it's just a friendly at the end of the day, and it don't mean nothing really.
You used to watch Bambi when you can just go make your live action Bambi. Just take a hunting rifle, go into the forest. Happy days.
Jesus. He went there. He went there with that one.
I have ruined 100 childhoods. Just that sentence.
No, Bambi doesn't do that. Lawrence, smash the likes and subscribe. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Lawrence. The goat saying only West Ham and Villa have spent, and United, but United kind of yeah, but most clubs have balanced their books. Yeah, Chelsea and that they're definitely going on a strange one, especially when you look at that Gallagher deal.
It's not even just the Gallagher deal; it's the player that they've signed from Atletico Madrid as well for about £35 million.
It's the same amount of money. Yeah, what's his name?
Omorodian.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Who is this? I know Bayer Leverkusen were interested in him, but again, who? I never knew there was an Omorodian playing at Atletico Madrid last season. I never knew. Like, who is that?
Well, not being funny, Fuzzy. It's like us and Duran. I mean, I never knew John Duran who he was until he started coming up into the transfer business. Other than that, these players just come out of the woodwork.
Literally, right? Chelsea are the sort of team, and I'm pretty sure I've said this before. Like, if you play FIFA Career Mode and you go into your transfer hub, you don't search the markets. What you do is you just go to the free agents list and you just sign in alphabetical order every single player that's on that list. I heard that the first training session at Cobham was mistaken as a riot, so that all the police turned up. They're just like, false alarm, guys. It's just all the players training.
Wow.
Thousands of players, just a sea of blue across the fields of green.
Shit.
The biggest game of Rondo you've ever fucking seen.
Pepsi saying, got the Arsenal purple shirt from 2006, delivered Monday from the Chinese. Very good quality, 15 pounds. Yeah, there's some good ones out there, actually. There is
that new one I've ordered. The Link Satica one is £19.99. It's £20 in our money, and that's coming all the way from China.
That's nice, mate.
Yeah.
Matt Foster saying they could buy Tony for 50 million. Yeah, this is true. I mean, might even get him for less. Actually, saying that
could entertain 40 million.
Moss, send me the FPL codes always. Yep, there it is. There, Moss. I'll leave it up for a little while so you can write that. Get yourself in sorted.
Pin a comment. I'll make a comment to pin or something.
Yeah,
you can pin on your channel, so it will stay up there.
Also, guys in the chat, we said about it last week. As the Premier League's going to be starting next week, we are doing a predictor table, and we want you guys to join in with us. So, if you're interested, please put your name in the chat, and we can add you on there. And all we're going to do next Wednesday's show, we'll get you to do your predictions for the upcoming games, and basically we can work on a points tally system. And let's see, get some good banter going along the way. Lawrence saying I really rated Solanke and wanted him at West Ham last year. Yeah, I think we was interested in Solanke, but at the time, it just seemed to be it was nowhere near. And Matt saying like each other. Yeah, it would have been good, absolutely, mate. No, not with our bench and the Eddie. Basil brush, hammer brush, or Titanic view, that sinking feeling. Boom, boom. Goodman has been saying all summer, take the money for what you get for Axel Foley and don't look back. Pure profit.
True.
Pure profit. True. 25, 27 million, nearly 50 odd million for 2 players. That buys you a decent player at least, surely.
Yeah.
No,
you're absolutely right, Tim.
Absolutely right. I mean, you got 35 for Smith Rowe, the other 2. That's a decent forward there.
Well, you could have helped us out if we, with Reece Nelson. I mean, you put a £25 million bid in for him, and we rejected it. Why? So it don't make sense. I was actually, I'll tell you the truth. Me and McManus, we were messaging each other earlier today, and I said about with Smith Rowe, Nelson goes, Eddie Nketiah goes. Even get 20 million for Fabio Vieira. I mean, you add all that up, that's 110 million right there.
Well, that's 2-3 players at the most. Well, no news in that. It would just be 2 players. The way you're overspending something. I mean, Matt saying here, Matt Foster, Chelsea and a mess. Yeah, I think they've got to recoup this money back that they've spent over the last couple of years. Kind of thing, serious money, over £1 billion spent. And it just seems clear out, and I don't know. But that Omarod, what we want to call him, Omedy Bibbidi Boo, as you normally say, I don't know. Seems a weird deal. And then Dave, we'll call him Dave instead. And the interesting one as well, isn't it? When you think about it, Lukaku, and they wanted to swap him for Osherman, plus money. That's weird. Yeah. Trev deserves better. One wave in COVID, he's staying. Yeah. What happened to this teenage prodigy, Patino? Do you think you break into the first team or picked up by another club and do the business there? Well, if you look at the player that Man United signed from you guys, this could be probably the same for this guy as well. What do you think, Anthony, on this guy, this Patino?
Yeah, I think the same. I really do think the same. Man United got still there. 38 goals in 45 games.
Really?
Yeah. So there's that. I mean, we could have sold Eddie Nketiah and bought him in, into the first team. But that's that. I mean, the same with this Patino. I think he'll go. I mean, you look at that goalkeeper we signed for around about £1 million, and he's for the reserves. Well, why have you splashed out money on a goalkeeper to go in the reserves? You didn't even play the players in the reserves. They didn't even come up and play in the first team, so that was pointless in the first place. So it's no point. So they're on about another player, another young Brazilian coming in to buy, so we can put in the reserves as well. So I think, what's the point in that? He's not ever going to get played. He's not going to get a game. So I can't work out a minute thing with Arteta and Edu. All I do know is that this season, Mikel Arteta is actually changing the formation of the Arsenal team this season. Yeah. Where he played 4-3-3 and 4-2-3-1, he's on about playing 4-1-2-3. So, which is I think is it what they call the Christmas tree formation, or they used to call it that, didn't they?
They call it Christmas tree post Grinch formation because it's upside down.
Yeah.
It's essentially a 4-3-3 anyways, but you just got a deep lying DM.
Exactly.
2 advanced midfielders and then your front 3. So nothing's actually changing from last season then. It's just it's literally just rewording it. It's PR. Spin the plate. Spin the plates. It's PR. It's literally, he's probably said that to get people convinced. This is our year. We're going to do it now because we're changing the tactics. And just like that, everyone buys into it. Whereas it's just it's repackaging the same thing. It's the package, the box looks nice and colourful on the outside. Same rubbish within.
In the end.
Bear me, guys. I'm just doing something at the moment to get us in there. So there you go. So do we need to talk about transfers at this point? Who's been doing what? Matt,
if you want to, okay?
yeah, like here, Matt saying we didn't know about Guido Rodriguez till it was almost a done deal either. Yeah, it's true. I mean, that was a decent bit of business. You know, World Cup winner, 2 times Copa America winner, and he was going to go to Barcelona, and he's theirs. So, like I think I said yesterday on the stream I did yesterday afternoon, I think this is a kind of probably a decent kind of replacement for what we've been missing in Declan Rice. So, wake up, Anthony. Yeah, wake up. Just because you've not been doing business, that's all I can say. You know? But it's a you know, it's what we needed, and plus the fact he links up with Alvarez, so there's a good partnership there straight away.
Yeah. I mean, you're doing bits this season, Tim. I mean, fair play to West Ham. I know Sullivan is like he's a problem at the club, but I mean, if you could just move that problem just aside a second and just concentrate on the players and the signings that you've done this season, do you know what? I'll be happy. I reckon if I had to predict West Ham to finish somewhere in the league, I reckon somewhere around about 7th. It wouldn't surprise me if you can go on and get that that Europa League conference place. I'll be happy with that.
Yeah. I think, looking at the attention with what they've been buying so far, for me, it just seems there's real intent to push on from last season and obviously trying to get back into Europe. So there's Basil Brush here, look, West Ham first. That'd be, that would be very nice if we got to that stage. Lawrence said he's interested in the score predictor. Brilliant. I'll put your name down already, Lawrence. Get him a tackle ridiculous within kit already. He needs to go. Moss is saying, is it the same football FPL code as Football Dead's Army? Yes, we're both together. So, it just makes it much more interesting, and hopefully building up the numbers for the FPL.
Their account sharing. They're cheating already.
Cheating already, yep. Says it all, we're going to for the title, no one in yet, and West Ham bang out some top players in their rank. Madness, as he says, yeah. I usually have respect for the North side, but not on this one. Yeah, I'll have a look at that, as I said. I don't blame you, mate. I don't blame you, because obviously, if you're going to push on from 2, and try and get this title in the bag, you need to do something, and it's not looking good. Big up AFC always. Hope you're keeping well. Tony, Anthony, Hot Fuzz, big up.
AFC.
Basil on my brush. Year supply of dog food for win for the sale of Axel. Yeah, you imagine that. First club that gets him. 100% Anthony, but that makes too much sense for Arsenal.
Yeah, it does.
It's Arsenal's problem, but we didn't sell Nketiah for 27 million. It's good money for a crap player. Yeah. Well, if you look at him, Matt, I think he probably, he's off soon anyway. I think it's next season he's gone. Someone else comes in and becomes chairman. So he's probably just thinking, well, back it, I've done my bit. I can now walk away, head held high, spent £1 billion, happy days. Good point. Some of these big teams are overspent in the past and need to correct their books. Always this one for you. Arteta out, Anthony.
Yeah, definitely Arteta. He's been at the club long enough now. He's proved he ain't good enough. And obviously everybody's saying give him one more season. All right, fine. We'll give him this season. And if he still didn't win anything, or is people still going to say, well, let's give him the season after that and so forth. So, nah. We just get rid of him. Just be done after this season.
Mad. Fun enough to say Arteta out in that. A couple of weeks' time in that, I will be seeing young Terence. So I'll be interested to see if he's still Arteta in.
We got to get him on that takeaway show. So Get him on that Sunday night takeaway show.
I'll try my best, mate. I'll try and get to, if I don't get him on the Sunday night takeaway, and that, I'll definitely try and get him on the spotlight. That would be an interesting one.
Yeah.
No more. Say no more. Eddie still here, and number 17 tells us fans go fuck yourselves, and they do. The whole board need gone. That's not going to happen yet. Evening, King McKell, or as Anthony will say,
Herbert, big up.
21 years. It's 22. Are we mad? Lukaku did well for Roma last year. Conte wants him. Yeah, I know. It's one of those, isn't it? Very interesting. All right, Dave. All right, lads. Hope you're keeping well, Dave. I hope you're not working too hard as well. That's the key thing for me. Enjoy your time out there, but don't overdo it. That's for sure. Big up, legend. You kids and missus all good yourselves. I saw tonight one of my mates from Broomwood FC, my old teammate here, and he said they won the league. Did they win it without you? Because I'm sure you said you was kicked out, or you've moved on, or you've left. That'd be interesting to hear that. Steve saying clubs don't often get it wrong, but they let academy players go. True. I mean,
Unless you're Arsenal.
Well, yeah, of course. Then, yeah, you keep. Well, shame they haven't changed it. You think they're changing the name to Limpet FC because no one fucking leaves, basically.
We'll hear the same. Yeah.
Yeah, give me that golden handshake and I'll be gone.
I haven't seen the biggest collusion of mercenaries in my life.
Look. We're honoured by this man. Good evening, Tony Claude, Gunner TV. Big ups, everyone. Big up to yourself, Tony. Good to see you, mate. Smash the likes. Yeah. It's good to see you back into the YouTube world, Tone. You've been missed, mate. You have been missed. It's been a while. Yeah, doing that refereeing and that. Come over to the UK and show them how to really do it,
Yeah.
Well, I heard that there's going to be a...
Scrap that VAR as well. You can do it, Ting. I've got faith in you. All right? Scrap it.
Well, I heard that this coming weekend for the Community Shield, they're debuting a new English official joining the FA team. Let's see how incompetent this one is.
Well,
yeah. Maybe he's really competent. Maybe it is actually Tony. Maybe he comes in with the best referee performance of all time.
like I said, because Fuzzy, I was saying yesterday, before that Rangers game, 2 officials got basically taken off the game because they're both pissed as a fart and walking down the street with road signs. So probably had fucking street cones on their head and stuff like this. They actually got arrested. One was a VAR official and the other one was an assistant referee.
Well, can we have a VAR check on that team? Because if it were this,
you know what it was. You know what they was doing. Yeah, he had the old street code, so you could put the small end in his mouth and shout out what the decisions were, so you can all understand.
Yeah.
Well, at least we can give them the benefit of the doubt. we can give them the benefit of the doubt. They're drinking off the job. Our referees drink on the job.
That's true. Yeah. That is true.
Can you draw a straight line? No. Can you walk on a straight line?
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
I thought you did a team.
I was going to say, yeah, me fall off the chair again. Old school Gunner, congrats to the team on the win over Xhaka Ball. Let's see how they get on in a competitive match. That wasn't one. Yeah, of course not. They're all saying I predict a riot.
Yeah.
Arsenal messed up these pretenders. Bundesliga champ. What?
That's your cup. It's like the entire planet Earth would just shrink inwards. It would just collapse inwards into a self-indulgent black hole if Arsenal lose the Emirates Cup. So that's literally their cup. They made it.
That's true, isn't it? That's true. Eros, here's some transfer news, Tony. According to the reports, that comment. John Cena can now be seen. Going to pick up to the Ritos happening close to you. Yeah, that's true. Jez. Anyone got oldest laptop or PC I want to get sold? I need. Yeah, so any of you guys, if you've got an old laptop or PC, Guna Matata, let him know. Let's try and help him out. He needs some help doing
No,
some
but I
stuff.
got an old thing. He's as shaped as a brick, and he's got an aerial, and you've got the buttons here you press. So you just, and the 80s thing.
The old
Oh, you've got
Alcatel.
one of those ones. I've got one of these dial-up ones that you have to just sort of spin the wheels. So yeah.
Yeah. Tone's got two pot noodles and a piece of string attached to them. You know, they're like, yeah.
No, I heard
Don't
he's
take
got one of
sticks on
these
it.
little things that you keep pressing. It's got
Yeah, the old Morse code.
yeah.
Yeah.
Signal's clear, very clear. Matt said, "Get it right back in the centre back, 10 out of 10." Yeah, I mean, Matt, I don't know if you've seen it. I mean, apparently, I linked with a couple of people. Tadebo, they're still looking at that one, and obviously, you know, the Fafana one. I don't know if that's going to come off. I don't think so, considering that, you know, these guys are going for him.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you what, though, if you do end up getting Fafana, if it's Yusuf Fafana, your Morse code's going to be.
Just see smoke on the channel. Steve is saying 6th place in a cup win. I can feel it in my boner. Nice.
Bloody hell. I didn't know West Ham fans can get boners. I mean, do you know what I mean?
Why do you think they call it, Anthony? Why do you think they call us irons?
Irons. Oh, because I thought you did the washing, the cooking, the cleaning, and ironing. That was what I thought.
What's the predictor for? Basically, it's the Premier League. So basically, what we did last season, we asked you guys in the chat what do you think the score will be for the upcoming, games of the weekend. But we were actually going to make it a bit more interesting now. We're actually going to, have a table, so you can compete off of each other. You can have a laugh and joke with each other. As Anthony said, he predicts that he's going to be top of the table all the time, and we're going to be looking up to him and saying, "Thank you, God, for doing this for us."
I didn't see that, did I?
I've clipped it. Don't worry about that. I've clipped that.
Oh, okay.
Conky's edited a long way from Conky's out, I understand. But one day, all fans will see 22. Problem is, mate, with that, we had it with, we got it with Sullivan, but we can't mock him at the moment because he is signing off those checks to get these players in. Arsenal, mate, 5 years ago, we said that Arteta isn't going to win F all for us, yet they still put him on a pedestal as if he's done back-to-back titles. Mainstream Arsenal propaganda. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
You left 2 years ago.
Like going into town, innit, on a piss-up, and, you're having a game with Paul the Pig, you constantly Paul the Pig for 5 years, you know what I mean? 5 years running, you've won nothing.
Oh, look, the goat says he's top goalkeeper and scorer. Well, versatile. I like a player like that. Sterling looked out of shape and poor, missed tons of opportunities. Right back was shutting him down. TTP. Yeah, I still got my Broomwood shirt in my room. I might bring it in my next stream. Allegiance, I like that. Lawrence Watkins, that battle as she defending. Evening, Dixon Cider. Evening to all the ladies in the chat. Good evening to yourself.
Oh, by the way, Yeti, if you're watching, your cider's on the way to you. Cripple Cock, you remember on the Sunday night takeaway?
Cripple Cock, yeah, remember that. Anthony, new goal for you. Get a channel. There you go. Look, Aguna's setting you a target, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, just a reminder, Chelsea have won 2 Champions Leagues. We haven't. Yeah. Big up. Refs drinking on the job. Yeah. Bargave, you'll be surprised. Yeah. I'm even, like I said, at Sunday level, I've seen it many a time. I even had one referee and that. You used to walk past him, the fumes coming out of his mouth. Big up to Dow. Organ Goose. Big up.
Big ups, Dow.
No thanks. Still feel sticking this time with this team winning nothing from so long. Anthony has jokes. He does, mate. He does have them. We can't knock that kind of thing, and that's what we like about him. He's always got the jokes. And don't judge us by your own standards. Yeah, absolutely, Steve.
Mine's better to the
Brilliant.
top of the table.
You don't need to join the predictor one. Basically, with this one, all we're doing is, we'll do the fixtures for the week, the upcoming week or weekend, and you just put it into the chat, and we just put it into the table, and then we start building up the point system from that way as we go along. But obviously, if you want to join the other one, then basically there's the Fantasy Football League there. You've already put yourself in it, so we don't have to worry about that one. But the predictor one is just a laugh as we go throughout the season. By 2027, we'll not have won the check. Oof, that's not bad. It's good at all. I might be going to Syria game later in the summer. Nice. Good afternoon, legends. Afternoon, Dal. Hope everything's all good out there in Oregon. West Ham is the last European champion. Massive everywhere we go. You know it. It makes sense. You know that. So we used to. Do you remember those days? Afternoon Orioles.
Yeah.
I mean, let's put it this way, right? UEFA felt so sorry for West Ham that they had to make an even lesser competition just to let you guys have a chance at silverware, because you weren't getting close to anything else. They made a competition for you to win. They made a competition for you to win. They're just like, what's a good idea? Let's make a competition that's so easy that West Ham could not possibly lose it. Tottenham lost it, by the way. Yeah. So it sucks to be them. But still.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you reckon? Number 20 has got something in common with these two at the top. Number 20. Why has it got something in common between Man United and West Ham? I'll let you know. But people, if you want to put your answers in the chat, I'll let you know if you got it right.
Steve, I was thinking the same thing, and that all I'm hearing is sour grapes for some reason. That's all I'm hearing is sour grapes.
The truth bombs are undeniable around these parts. 20 plus prems, 20 plus prems, 20 plus years since your last prem.
20 got it right. 20 times you've won the Premier League, 20 years that we haven't won the Premier League, and 20 times that West Ham's actually been relegated from top flight football. Seriously, have a look.
That's how strong we are. See, that's how strong we are, Anthony. In that we hold up the Prem. When we go down, we hold it all up. That's what we're the foundations for the whole of the Premier League.
We go down the divisions to win our trophies.
Well,
yeah, but if you look at it, if we go by current trends, then obviously 20 is obviously Bowen. Danny Dyer's favourite son-in-law, Danny Dyer, his favourite son-in-law.
Yeah, number 20, Robin Van Persie. I guess we'll have to give the number 20 shirt to Cheetah Robin Martin as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Fuzzy, look, Aguna Tartar's asking you, what's this about Man United and COVID furlough?
I have no idea about COVID furlough. I know most of the clubs were bullshitting their way through COVID times, especially Arsenal with sacking Gunnosaurus. Can't believe that. They killed him. They killed Gunnosaurus. They resurrected him.
Yeah.
No, Dave's got him in Switzerland. He's on his bed. He sits on his bed in the back, don't you?
No, he kidnapped him.
Yeah.
He put the bag over his head and dragged him.
Just like a guide. Big up, going Matata. Look after yourself and that. All right, phone's dying, laptop overheated. I'll talk to you all when the games begin. Look after yourself, mate. Try and get that PC sorted out, mate. Holding you back a little bit. Iterate him.
Sucked his toes off.
Jesus. Gunnosaurus thinks Ozil paid his wages as well after that sacking. Oof, jeez.
It's because they discovered that Gunnosaurus was actually Mesut Ozil. So they're just like, Mesut, how many times have we told you? Please leave us alone.
So, really, I'm going to ask you two in there because obviously we've got 6 players over the line so far. I'll start with Arsenal. What the hell is going on with your club?
I don't know. Same
It's
as
just
always. Same as
Good
always.
question.
Same as always. We're too late in the bloody transfer window. The best thing to do is actually get any players that were. There's talks on that Spanish midfielder now, Marino. Apparently, that's come to a halt. I read earlier today.
Why? What's happening there?
Apparently is something to do with the fee. It's all agreed on, like like personal terms has been agreed. Fine, fair enough. Is actually trying to find a fee for the player. First of all, we was told it was going to be 20 million. Then from 20 million, it went up to 25 million, and now it's saying that it could be more than that. So obviously, Mikel Arteta wants to be like an Arsene Wenger in this transfer window. He wants to be a cheapskate. Let's be honest. So he wants to get the good players in for less money.
But who else? I mean, are these the only two players you're looking at signing? Because I don't hear anyone else really.
I think it is Tim. I think it's going to be the left back, a centre mid. We're crying out for a backup for Saka as well, and a 20-goal striker. So in all fairness, we should have signed 4 players this season with a possible of 5. That was but mainly 4 players this season, and we've only got 1. Don't count Rhea, obviously, because I know we paid 27 million, but he was there last season. So let's move that one aside. We signed it. So at the minute, we've got a cauliflower, a leek, and a potato. It's on its way. So that's all and a tin of peggery chum for win. So that's our 4 signings this season.
That's fucking hell. As Arsenal Medic says, that's triple 20, or they say 180. Evening, Richard. How are you doing, matey? Evening, lads. Hope all is well. And how do you think City will do Saturday away to Hull, first game of the season? I think we nick a draw. You?
Yeah, no, I think we'll win, Rich. I'm going 2-1. He's on, mate. Obviously, Bristol City.
Oh, I know that, yeah.
2-1, Rich. It's City. Come on. How do you think you're going to get on in the Community Shield? Now, let's predict the score in that game in the Community Shield this weekend.
6-0 United. This City will just get absolutely steamrolled just for them to just go unbeaten.
Tom's clip this, and he's going to put this on next week's show. What do you think the score was, Buzz?
Yeah.
6-0. I got the score right, just for the wrong team.
Well, yeah. Or Dale saying that we beat the German Europa League winners today. Yes, I don't know.
They didn't win Europa League though. Atalanta won it.
Oh, don't put them to shame. Oh.
They won the Pokal and the Bundesliga, but Atalanta did them 3-0 in the final.
No. Steve saying, and may you wet the bed 3 times and only wake up twice. We have
Actually, thinking now if I've done that.
Shit. Arsenal Manic, have we become the butt of your joke these days? Shame on you guys. Not at all. Are you referring to Arsenal or are you referring to the chat? No, not at all. Arsenal will always be the gift that keeps on giving for me, and I know that personally because of Terry. I know very well Arsenal Manic, how that gift keeps on giving.
These two give me absolute shit before we actually come on and start the show. So don't listen to them. They talk absolute rubbish. They're so happy that we've only signed 1 player, a fucking cauliflower. That is it.
It's not cauliflower. It's the Maldini region.
Look, Rich is saying 2-2 United win on pens.
Mm.
To be honest, it might actually be like that because several things. Man City never really start a season firing all cylinders anyway.
True.
They'll probably play a bit slower, which would actually suit us if they play slower pace. So, yeah, I mean, there's, probably it might actually be a bit of a boring game, if anything.
I mean, that might be the only trophy you might win this season, Fuzz. I'd rather go without the trophy personally if I had the choice at that, just win a community shield. The time you're saying, no, we can win a community shield, your team's in trouble. Come on, let's be honest.
We'll be in as much trouble as these guys.
Oh, well, yeah, there is that one. But that was a good community shield, though. That was a good one. That was a good one. The OSG had a Bruce dinner on that day, and he had enough to even lick the gravy off it as well. So that's fair enough.
Bristol Rovers versus Northampton Town on the weekend, Anthony. There you go.
Is it? Oh, I didn't know. I didn't keep up with that.
I've got my FPL league, and the code is Z683ZT. There you go. So yeah, look up that one, people, as well. You want to spread your wings? Lots of love. Yeah, well, mate, with that Arsenal how he is. He hasn't changed. Big up Dermot, Tottenham Hotspur FC till I die. Hey guys, hope you're keeping well. Good show you did earlier. Hope it's all good with you. Thanks for coming, mate. And if you get the chance to go and see Dermot, he's a great guy. He does some good stuff. Him and Philip when they're on. So yeah, go and say hello to those guys. Steve saying Oregon. What you're really saying is you beat the German treble losers.
The nearly treble merchants.
Nearly treble, yeah, the nearly treble ones. So, Fuzzy, what's going on at Man United then? It's all these players you're linked with, and then what's I don't know.
Yeah, it's all a bit of a pipe dream, to be honest. It was like you're having one of those dreams, right? And it starts off really well. You get to the point where it's like, oh, hello, this is starting to get a bit juicy. I'm starting to get a little bit excited with this. And then just before you hit the breaking point, you wake up and realize it's all a fucking dream. It was all a dream. It never happened. It's not real.
What dream's that then, Fuzz? A certain person come in the chat, is it? Come on. It's got to be.
But yeah, it's like we've started off really well, but now I think it's just the way in which we've been run so poorly in the wages for players that are not worth anything, players that are too comfortable. It sort of turned the attention from buying the players and the targets that we need to having to sell the players. Bringing the players in, very, very crunchy or chewy, depends on how they are. Some of them a bit more curly as well. But
yeah, but you got the best one for us.
Fuzzy kebabs.
Yeah.
Christ. There's mold in my wraps. With Man United's case, buying the players isn't the problem. Getting all the terms and everything agreed is not the problem. Selling the players is. And the biggest issue with that is because of how crippling.
Someone's put some in the comments for the nibble stick.
I've seen that. It's a bit like the scene out of Grimsby. That is with the poison, suck and spit.
Oh, God.
But
What's the shop called? The kebab shop.
Oh man.
But yeah, it's seriously, and sounds like you're talking about Arsenal. Yeah, because we probably have to resort to Edu tactics with getting rid of players, just running down contracts and then kicking them out of the club that way. Because we're not paying off people leaving the club. We'll get we may get some of the fees agreed, but then the players will just be like, "Well, I don't really want to go because I'm comfortable here." At least they're chocolate flavored. But, yeah.
Fuzzy kebabs are chocolate-free.
I can't imagine there's many brown kebabs that would look all that appetizing, but
Well, it is if you eat a dodgy one, isn't it?
yeah.
Well, like I said to you, that that shop I remember
That's
years
the
ago.
results of one.
They had the signage outside and saying, lame doona. Never forget that.
Lame Duna, more like Lame Donna.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Big up Ravi, hope you're doing well. Big up lads, big up Ravi. Fuzzy kebabs where you get donkey meat and chips washed down with a dusty marinade knockoff. The knockoff. Yeah, that's bloody. Oh, Jesus. Dip them in chocolate fondue, mate. That'd be interesting. Can you imagine that? Kebab meat and chocolate fondue.
Oh, I don't even want to go there. Don't even want to go there.
Jesus Christ, buddy.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I told everybody on Jez's channel that make sure you put the 6th of September off. It's a Friday, isn't
it? Yeah.
I know Man United are playing that day. I'll just be watching Man United. Everyone can go to that wedding.
That's the other thing as well. When I talked about Fuzzy, obviously hearing this news about what's going to happen with Old Trafford, reducing it down to 30,000. Why you kind of start building the new one, or what you're going to add on to it, or what can you tell us about that?
I think with the Old Trafford Stadium, because I don't know if it's the case that because it's club owns the stadium, there's not really much need if you've got a brand new, like state of the art stadium that you're using everything for, that you've got a 75,000 capacity seater parked across the road that you're not really using anything for. You're going to struggle to sell out other football matches or football sporting events. So, and if you've got a new stadium as well, if you're going to bring sporting events like the NFL or something like that over, they're not going to go to the old stadium. They're going to go to the new stadium. So essentially, you'd have a 75,000 seater stadium doing absolutely nothing. And anything that you would use it for, it's not worth using it for. So it would be counter-logical having an expensive asset to keep paying for, whilst then you could just downsize it, make it more affordable to run, whilst keeping it still there. So perhaps the foundations of it, this reminiscence of history still kept there without removing it completely. So you can still go to a legacy landmark in Manchester. So, it's a little thing of, keeping history. It's like if, for instance, if Highbury, instead of completely like making the whole stadium just disappear, they sort of keep somewhat the foundations of it there as a historic landmark in the club's history, so people can go there. You'll still probably have the museum. You'd probably still have a museum there, so people who are interested in learning about club history can still get the benefits of that. You've got the women's team that can have their own official stadium rather than a tiny little arena somewhere across the other side of town. So they'd have probably the best, home stadium out of every other women's team, and the youth games as well, under 21s.
Yeah.
Again, instead of a random arena or playing at Carrington, you've got a stadium you can go to. You've got, Premier League grade facilities. So it would make sense to have that sort of decision, rather than keeping Old Trafford at 75,000 or just completely just trashing the place.
So the new stadium, where is that going to be? Is that virtually next door to it, or?
I think somewhat, yeah. So where, since you've got the Sir Alex Ferguson stand, the triple tier one,
Yeah.
it's sort of the road across the back there. Since it's a little further up that road there, and on the right hand side in that sort of industrial area. So
Right.
it's
So that is actually in Manchester. Have we got that right?
yeah. No, it's not
Oh,
in
right,
London,
okay.
mate. It's not. They're not moving it to
Well,
London.
no, because where Old Trafford is, it's not really classified as Manchester, is it? Where Man City is actually smack bang Manchester, but where Old Trafford is, it's just on the outskirts of Manchester, isn't it? So that's
No, it is
that's why they
Manchester.
say Manchester's blue. That's the reason. But I hear as well, there's actually a fuss being made with the physios because apparently they got no bucket because they put the buckets up on the roof now to let the rainwater. Is this true? Yeah, guys, can you let me know?
Were you upset that they've stolen your buckets?
Yeah, I can't get a mix up.
You know,
I swear, I bought 500 yellow buckets and stuck them in my shed, and now wake up the next morning, find my shed broken in, and all 500 buckets are missing. It's no coincidence. I look at the news on Manchester, and I see 500 yellow buckets dotted all around Old Trafford.
It is.
You know,
I was watching the news. I said, "They're my fucking buckets."
You'll have to go old school in that, and then basically cut up a load of footballs and that, and take the old bladder out, and also just have water inside. Then cut the top off. Go old school.
Yeah.
Means therefore the roof is a melting glacier. That's true. That's true, Dow.
Well, the thing is where the roof is leaking, they'd replace it. They'd literally build a new roof over pretty much the whole stadium. So at least we won't have the leaky jokes anymore.
True. Yeah, plenty of room around Wembley, as Steve's saying. Laughing at Ravi saying, "Old toilet is a dump." Shout out to Mumps from Big Sixpence for the name. Shout out to Months for Big Sixpence for the name. Old toilet. Wow. Mind you, we could say that about the London Stadium. Going by what Budgie said that time.
Say that about Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Literally like a toilet.
Toilet bowl. Yep. Toilet bowl.
Sit down, please. That's probably what they actually asked from the designer. So, Mr. Levy, would you like the seat down or the seat up? He's like, I'm the sort of person that sits down when they pee. Okay, so the seat is down. He does fucking do it like that, though. He looks like a guy who sits down for everything on the toilet.
Oh, as Dale saying here, look, Old Trashford might as well be in Alaska, wet, cold, and empty.
That's a bit mean to call Marcus Rashford Trashford.
Yeah, what's going on with him? Is he still part of the plans, or?
Yeah, they're not going to sell Mr. Manchester United. Even though, I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand, doesn't it? You know, faltering player, washed up, kind of like his club, living off a dream, hoping that, you know, goodness will come by sheer luck. But I mean, do you know what the funny thing is that he was probably the slightly more sharper of the players in the attack across pre-season in America. And so who knows? Maybe he gets another purple patch season, and maybe we'll just have to suck it up and sit down and swivel on it whilst he's scoring goals for the season.
Rashford ain't going anywhere. Ravi's saying, how can Arsenal charge £10.25 for a value hot dog and a cup of tea? Well, Ravi, if you go back onto the earlier streams of the Sunday Night Takeaway show, we did talk about Arsenal and their prices. When you look at a steak sandwich, chips and a bottle of water, and that will cost you £27.60. Add in a beer, and then it goes up to £28.10. So £10.25 for a hot dog and a cup of tea in that seems a bargain in that respects.
Yeah. How much is the chicken at Old Trafford?
Depends how you want it cooked.
I can just tell that the cups of teas that they serve at the Emirates are like the most watery, milky teas ever. They serve it in a big cup of disappointment.
It don't surprise me because at Arsenal is what I call basically I call it politely, I call it a cup of piss. You know, it's just tea or piss. Seriously, I hate. There's nothing worse than milky tea. If you want a cup of tea, let the tea bag stew for a minute and then put a splash of milk in. That's a bliss cup of tea. Yeah.
Steve's asking.
Drink the tea with the tea bags in.
Just chew on that instead. Does that include ketchup and mustard though?
Yeah, in the tea, Steve.
I think if you look at Steve, they probably charge £1.50 for having a bit of ketchup and mustard, or no, then probably £3. Yeah, that's ludicrous. Dale's asking, how much is a beer at Old Trafford in American dollars, roughly?
Probably the same amount of money as it costs to get an Arsenal pre-season ticket.
Because I know at the London Stadium,
probably about what 10? Would you say about $10, which is about £8 a pint, something like that?
So looking at that, because I was just going to say, at the London Stadium, when they put the prices up in dollars, you're probably looking at it would be not £3, Anthony, that's for sure. I think if you're looking at
literally says here.
What, £3?
For Old Trafford, yeah. 1 pint at Old Trafford comes to £3. The City Ground, £3.70. Molineux Stadium, £3.70. Amex at £4. St Mary's at £4.
Go to the London Stadium because at one point they wanted nearly £8 for a pint.
That's what I said. $10 is
No, that's pounds, Anthony. That's pounds. Yeah, they wanted roughly nearly £7 to £8 for a beer.
Yeah, but you see, but he said in American dollars, so that would be $10, which would be about $8.
No. So £8 here. So in American dollars and that, you're probably looking around about nearly $13.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yours is £7.30 for 1 pint. That's £4.30 more expensive than Man United's one. Jesus Christ, you can get 2 pints of beer for less than the price of one at West Ham. Yeah,
but you get more of a personalised service though at the London Stadium because you just open your mouth up and they pour it in for you. You know that's what they charge you the extra for that.
That's the danger, yeah. Because it's beer.
Is it actually beer or rainwater? A pint of rainwater is what?
It's raining beer.
Only the finest London eau de toilette beer. You know, it's very nice. Does that see a bourbon in it? Asking for a Kentucky friend. Oh, Lawrence, I can tell you a story. Upton Park. I mean, when I used to do St John's Ambulance, we had 2 stewards who used to be in the corner sitting with us. And especially in the winter months, you're sitting there and suddenly you think to yourself, I can smell whiskey. And you're looking around and that, you can't see no one, but you see these 2 old boys. They've got this flask of coffee. But, you know, and they looked at, when they said, give them a look at it. They went, yeah, they give me a little kind of wink. Special brown sugar. You know, that's what they said it was.
Yeah. Oh, lovely.
Even Liverpool probably ripping people off. How much is Anfield charging, Fuzz?
Apparently, from a 2022 study, their last pricing was £3.30. So they were second lowest on that list. Arsenal was second high.
Arsenal second high. Who's top?
West Ham. £7.60 on that report. That was 2 years ago, Tony. Arsenal was £6.35.
Yeah, because they did charge that a couple of years ago. They tried to charge that, shall I say? But the fans revolted and went to local boozers and that. And of course, then the owners or the stadium basically had to reduce the price because of that reason alone. For our £4.99 friendly stream was bad. Yeah, it's true, Steve. London Stadium. Yeah, so you just alluded to there what the price would be. Yeah, I was 15, so the rate's a little bit higher than what I've said. I said 13, so it's actually $15. Well, yeah, $15. Yeah, I thought it'd be around that kind of price. Take your own kettle and tea bag. Yeah, it'd probably be easier.
Plug it
Got me a flask of whiskey. Yeah, that's right. Catering and that is not supplied by by West Ham, and that it is actually the owners of the stadium that supply all the beer, the food, and stuff like that. Yeah, not exactly great. Just like it is in the States, you go to any sporting event, you're at least paying $12 a beer or more. Wow. Mr. Berlaney. Big up Faz. Following the collapse of a negotiation for Barcelona's Rafinha, Saudi Arabian club Al Nassr have turned their attention to acquiring Manchester United's Anthony for $30 million.
I think they sort of called that. They called that quite quickly.
But big up to yourself for being on the show as well. Appreciate that.
Big up to Mr. Berlaney.
Oh, Lawrence. Wow. I mean, the smell must be unbelievable. I live in the heart of Bourbon country. I remember a couple of years back, I don't know if it was Kentucky itself, there was an actual distillery that went up in flames. And basically, it was so potent, they couldn't really put it out. But, the fire chief said, it's a great shame in that. He said, but the smell in the air was superb. It's supposed to be really nice, the smell of bourbon burning away. True, $12 is the price mostly for a microbrew, while a Bud or Coors is $10 roughly. No, $10 roughly. £7 is less than $9 these days. Our currency ain't all that these days. It's true. That's true. Charging warm Bud Lights here on the East Coast, 24 ounces for $12. Wow, that's.
Warm Bud Lights as well.
Yeah.
Like, don't even get them ice cold.
What was it they called them on Shawshank Redemption? When they did the roof on the old cell block. What do they call them? A bucket of suds. That's it. Bucket of suds. Well, people have asked us in the chat, and I'll ask you too, because we haven't really said it really too much. Are you looking forward to the new season for your clubs?
As of right now, no.
I'm not. No. I'm not. But you got it right there, Tim, with that. It's just a tumbleweed is going to be coming past in a minute. He's like that with our bloody signings. Jesus. Oh, was that oh no, it's a fucking tumbleweed. There's another one. Yeah. I've seen 10 tumbleweeds of one signing at Arsenal, so
I heard that.
I'm not really looking forward.
Your tumbleweed problem, I already heard, right? It's actually Calafiori's dandruff problem.
Oh, fucking hell.
Get him some Head and Shoulders.
Oh, you can imagine him doing the new adverts. They'll have Head and Shoulders and that, and a can of Lynx deodorant on the next side of him.
Oh, Christ. Do that, get wet floor signs out all over North London.
Jeez. Steve said, I remember when I lived in Whittam, Essex, you could smell the chicken factory. Absolutely foul.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Where I used to live as well, the bloody butchers, like a slaughterhouse, not too far.
The abattoir. The abattoir.
Yeah, just occasionally it just wafts over to you. It's like, stings the nostrils, the tears are falling. Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid around, excuse me, Silvertown, Custom House area, the docks basically. There was a factory there that used to do the dog biscuits, but they were growing up bone meal and all this kind of stuff. Now that pet ponged. That was a bad smell. Mind you, nothing beat the cast iron men's urinals that was there as well. In the summertime, it smelt lovely.
Oh God, I think I can imagine it.
For miles, you could smell it.
Yeah. I mean,
The
you can
wind was
smell it
blowing
in the
us still
Portaloos
away.
now.
Yeah.
In this in the Portaloos, it's like you've got one goes in about 10 minutes. You go into there, and you go, God, fucking hell, who's that? He's just been in here before me. It's like it stinks. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but that's then. But you imagine though, cast iron, sun beating down on top of it.
Yeah, the heat and the brings the smell up, doesn't it? Oil.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. For miles, you could smell it.
Love the smell of sewage early in the morning.
Nothing beats chicken fertilizer. I can tell you that now. Nothing beats that smell.
I mean, that's disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, if you said about that sticking up your nose, Fuzzy, with the abattoir and that, yeah. When you look at chicken fertilizer, not only stings up your nose, it goes to the back of your throat. Yeah. Kind of 50-50. The winter day will build confidence. But that's what you need, though, isn't it, really? Pick up Lawrence Watkins' away robbery. Yeah, true. Sorry, Steve saying, buggers followed me around. Used to have to walk past the chicken abattoir, sit at Petticoat Lane on the way to work. Yeah, of course. Yeah, back in the day. Bloody hell, man. We were told to hush in January as signings couldn't be made, and the manager would get it done in the summer.
It's classic one-liners from the clubs that always say, sorry guys, we can't do business in January transfer window, but don't you worry, we're saving it for the summer. Summer happens, don't worry guys, we're saving it for January. January happens, don't worry, we're saving it for the summer. Oh,
crap. This guy lives on bullshit, Mikel Arteta. He does.
For me, the sooner that fan bases, widespread fan bases, get it out of their heads that what the clubs actually say about plotting transfer activity is true, and that they actually see through it and say that's BS, do better, is the day that these clubs stop actually trying to cut corners with cost-cutting exercises by avoiding signing players to save an extra buck in the windows, to avoid having to essentially go, spending all you like to try and achieve something competition-wise, and actually compete for trophies. When it's like, if the fans buy into everything you say, you don't need to win trophies. You don't have to. So much so, you don't even have to even try competing for them. So, because you're not trying to compete, you don't have to try and sign all the players that the fans want to see. You don't have to. You can sign one player that doesn't really change the dynamic of your team whatsoever, and immediately go from being a title contender to title favourites.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because when you think, you've got the new owners in and they're making some good progress inroads and stuff like that. And I know, obviously, your wage bill is obviously a big factor and stuff like this. But yeah, it seems 1 minute you look to so many players and you think to yourself, okay, Man United, they're going to back him. They've kept, they've signed him on. They're now going to, back him with players, and it just seems it's all gone a bit peaked on.
Well, to be honest, in Man United's case, it's not necessarily that it's all Ineos's fault, because.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's their fault. It just seems strange, linked to so many, and then suddenly it's like turned on its head.
Well, that's just it, because for example, with the De Ligt, Mazraoui, Ugarte thing, all personal terms were agreed. You literally just have to sort out fee with the club, and that's it. Happy days. Those three players are wearing Man United shirts for Fulham, but that can't happen, because again, we're back to the point where you have to sell players to essentially allocate funds to make those signings, but you can't sell those players, so how do you sign them? So
yeah,
Those players are now watching these clubs deals just completely fall apart. And it's like, but I want to be a Man United player. The agent, George Mendes, agent for Lenny Oro, did the deal because he likes Man United. Agent for Agase, I believe. He's just watched his client get a dream move. Just
wow.
Because PSG apparently think that in football, you overpay for a player, he performs under par, and they decide a year later, now we're going to sell him. But we want exactly the same amount that we paid for him. In what world are you living on? Man United couldn't do that with Di Maria. We bought him for about 60-something million, sold him for about 40 to PSG.
That's right. Yeah.
They forget that we did that to them. We did that for them.
Yeah. No love in the game, mate, as I say. No love in the game. Like I say, when I was in the Navy, we had a CB base next to a pig slaughter factory. Man was running 5 a.m. with that smell. Oh, yeah. And he's where is it? I see him. Yeah, that's in Okinawa, Japan, was the location. Wow. Yeah, but yeah, I know. Not a great smell. Not a great smell. But chicken.
We've got an appetite up here. If you,
have you?
It's about it takes about 45 minutes to walk here, but in a car, I suppose it'd take about 10 minutes. And the smell is unbelievable. And in all fairness, I went for a job there and I got it. This was going back quite a few years ago. And on my first, because it was pigs, and on my first day there, I had this mosquito saw, and I had to, literally, and this is true, I had to cut a dead pig's head off. I was like, what? And when you were doing it and that, and the smell, it was like you go into a room, it just literally looked like a massacre. There's literally blood everywhere, and it was vile. And then what they do, and they save everything, even like the pig's heart, the tongue, the lung, everything. And they used to put them on these hooks, on these rails, on these hooks, and will them into the freezers as well. So it was like, honestly, it was vile. And I did that for about 6 months. And I said to my missus, I said, look, I'm doing this up until Christmas, New Year, and then I'm back on the building trade, because we went quiet in the building trade. So that was that. So I had to put up with it for 6 months. I was like, God, blimey, it was the worst job I ever had. Seriously. And the smell was unbelievable.
Oh, bloody hell. Steve saying, so many great signings by the Hammers this winter. Oh, sorry. Have we covered it already? No, I don't think we have, Steve. We can always talk about it again and again and again and again and again and again.
Do you know what?
Be my guest, if you want to talk about it, so you talk about it. Because we've got to listen to it.
Do you know what would be hilarious, Anthony? Is if with all of these signings, both of our clubs finish above West Ham this season.
Oh yeah, true. Well, we will. And we're
both having bum windows. We're having bum windows.
Yeah.
we're shaking our bums violently for a couple of signings.
Yeah.
Like beggars on the street for a couple nickels.
Yeah.
He's getting all the
you pair of whores. You pair of whores trying to get a player by any means necessary.
These lot are going to do a Forest by the end of the transfer window. On that last hour, they would have signed their 26th player. I'm telling you now.
No, I think if you look at it, Lopetegui, I think it's 8 or 9 players is the target. I think that's what he's looking at.
So
West Ham and Chelsea can battle it. That's a great battle of the mid.
Yeah, battle of the midway. Yeah, battle of the midway. Being relived. Big up Trip Vic. How we doing? Big up everyone. Hope everyone has had a great day. Yeah, it's not been a bad day, I must admit. No protesters at the airport, so it's all been good. Joined late because of work. Totally not my fault. Yeah, I know it gets in the way of the bloody thing. And even also afternoon, good morning to James Lamprey. Better late than never. Evening, gents. Evening to yourself, or good morning. Hope everything's all right, James. Tell us what the weather's like out where you are. We've got over this day, it's been more cloudy, muggy, humid, very little sunshine. There will be last minute signings from Chelsea. It's customary. That's very true. They're saying hello to each other. Ravi's asking a question. Is the standard of transfers of good quality these days? Well, we can only say from our point of view, and that some of the signings we've got over the line have not been bad. I wouldn't say you can say there's some quality in there. I mean, obviously, we've signed in 2 World Cup winners, basically. But overall, when you look at the clubs, and we said it earlier on, Ravi, it's been very kind of hit and miss with a lot of the clubs this transfer window so far. I don't know if the Euros had anything to play with it in its part. I'm not too sure. I mean, would you say that's used to? Would you say that's probably right? Held things back?
I don't know. I was expecting throughout the Euros and after the Euros, there would have been more transfers going left, right, and centre. To be honest with you, not just at our club, but any other club. I mean, you're the club that's done the most transfers so far this season. But
no, Villa.
Villa, yeah. Well, you and Villa, but it's
Chelsea.
Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I just find it's like when we spend X amount of £1 million on players for what? Because I mean, last season, look when we went for a spell when we were losing games. We were losing games. We lost to bloody Fulham last season and that, and they spent minimum in the transfer window last season, and look at Smith Rowe. They're a signing at Fulham. He come on within 7. Well, he played the game within 7 minutes. He scored a goal, didn't he, the other day? So
yeah,
it's like what I said. So I think they got themselves a good player there. I personally reckon all the hype and all the money that we pay on players nowadays, I think players are overpriced. And let's be honest, with football from years ago, they're not footballers now. They're more athletes than footballers. So,
yeah.
do you know what I mean?
I don't know what you make of this, Tony, but apparently, according to Mike McGrath, it's not been possible for West Ham to thrash out a deal for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Kieran Trippier is now on their radar at right position.
Bloody hell.
So you move from Wan-Bissaka to Trippier.
Is this, this, like I said, this 50 million, or whatever this, not 50 million, this golden handshake that he's after. I don't know. Because I didn't realise he was on £90,000 a week. Big money.
In Man United's case, I was expecting to look at wages and see him on about 500,000 a week.
For the big handoff.
Yeah.
Good evening, Happy Emirate. How we doing? Good chatting to you earlier on today. Oi. As always. They were saying hello to her as well. As a West Ham fan, Lawrence is saying, great transfer window, and we need to be patient at first for them to gel together. This is the thing, isn't it? It's just making sure what Lopetegui's going to do with his team, with what they're buying in so far. I mean, the main thing is for me, it's like the youngster, Guilherme, the 18-year-old kid. Is he going to feature or is he going to be loaned out? Be interesting. Be very interesting. Yeah, Eros. Yeah, Fuzzy just broke it to us.
Girls, you guys get to be patient for your players, your new players gelling together. I've got to be patient for all my bums to leave the squad. It's take us years to get rid of them.
Look, Trippier's 34 now, isn't he? Trippier. About
that, yeah.
Yeah. That's going back on what you just said there, Fuzzy. I mean, Steve's just made he does. Is it the player that doesn't want to join, or is it this negotiation has kind of fell through a little bit?
Well, I think that the valuations between West Ham and Man United were not that far apart. I think doing the deal between the clubs would have been easily overcome. The problem is the players. Nobody at Manchester United Football Club, barring the people that have just come in this summer, have any ambition. They don't care about being professional footballers. I'm absolutely convinced of it. They have zero interest of it. They take home the fat wages and sit on their asses for the rest of the day. because they'll put on a shirt. They'll send out PR nonsense and say, "I love this club. I love the fans. I love the city. I love everything." But I can't sprint on a football pitch when I'm needed to. I can't trap a ball that's traveling less than 1 mile per hour, and I can't pass a ball with a side-footed pass more than 5 yards without costing a goal. But yeah, guys, everything's perfect, mate. Seriously, if it was up to if we had like Qatar come in, I'd be begging them to set aside £1 billion to sack everybody in that playing squad. Just sack them all off, and then just sign everybody else from scratch. Literally pay off hundreds of millions of pounds worth of contract payoff fees just for the sake of getting him out of the club.
Alone. Because it was quite interesting to see a comment about, Onana when he turns it and says he's going to take more risks this season. It's like, well, back me, you did it already. How many more do you want to take?
Well, the thing is that with risks is basically essentially saying, well, the intention on how we're playing football this season is more like what Ten Hag would want, because him playing a deep line of defence, right, is because we didn't have the personnel to do it. But he's probably been told by the bosses, well, don't play something that's not your style of football then. Play your style of football. Don't try and make leeway for the players. Play the way you want to play, and we'll make up our minds about this whole project as we go along. Because you have to bed the players that we can get for you. You need to play the style that suits them, so that you don't hamper their progression and integration into your setup. But the players that don't fit it, we're trying our best to get them out ASAP and replace them with the players that will fit your system. So they're trying to fast track the project as quickly as possible in that regard. But we're going into next season with those same bums because they don't want to leave. So Onana's basically saying, well, if these players aren't fit for this system, you're going to know about it. But that's just tough luck. We've got to play this way. It's going to be risky, but we haven't got a choice. We haven't got a choice because otherwise we're literally stuck doing what we've done for the past 10 years. Play pragmatic football. Play the way that the players want to play. Like that's what's shocking is it doesn't matter what manager we had. It's about what the players wanted.
Yeah.
Fuck what the manager thinks, because that's why the manager's always the fall guy. It doesn't matter at Manchester United. What the manager thinks does not matter. What the players want, yes. Give them the golden shrine.
Your comment has just come through with Trippier, and it has obviously got some interest in it. Obviously, Matt saying he'll take Trippier for a season or two. And I like Herbert saying, I worry we may hold out for Elmer and Wan-Bissaka and end up panic buying a right back late on. Yeah, typical West Ham business. Trippier, question mark, sort of amazed if he was. Fantastic news, Tony. No, please, no. As James is saying, please, no Trippier, we can do better. Absolutely. Yeah. Link to Arnaud Martinez, a right back from Girona as well. That'd be not a bad shot.
Yeah, Martinez is quite good.
Yeah, he's a good player as well, kind of thing. And I don't know. Are we still interested in Walker Peters? I'm not too sure. I don't know. I think that's well and truly called off that one.
Your defence would be like a normal people thing, saying like what we'd had at Arsenal.
No. I mean, the good. We're trying to bring the age limit down because it says like Zuma looks like he's off his way to Saudi. Zuma,
is it?
Yeah. Yeah, so it looking, apparently talks are ongoing, progressing pretty well. So there's a chance that we're going to say goodbye to Zuma shortly in that. And the other one then next, hopefully, is a Gerd because he hasn't lived up to expectations, to be honest. And in certain respects, his attitude stinks. So when you look at something like that, suddenly got too big for himself. So if that's the case, another one. not be, and hopefully this is what this is a good thing about Lopetegui. He came in and that, and at least he's been brutally honest. Yeah, you're not going to feature. You're not as well. So, and not being funny, when we played the friendly on the weekend and that, he was atrocious. But the obvious thing that stood out was the fact of, put it this way, the Queen Elizabeth can turn around quicker than what Zuma can these days.
She can turn in her grave quicker than Zuma can on a football pitch.
Yeah, salaries too high. This is the thing, £90,000 and that. I mean, I think this is the reason because of this this golden handshake he wants, Steve. This is a way of kind of bringing the fee down, but it's more agents involved in this. This is agents telling him to do this, but really. Man United want to get rid of him. We want to take him on, but always them bloody agents. Ravi saying Liverpool in the race for Zubamendi, but whether it's just some bullshit to keep fans happy is a rent sign anyway. Yeah, that's a weird one, Ravi. I mean, the lack of activity. I mean, we're joking about with Anthony and Fuzzy with their teams, but you guys ain't signed nothing. But then saying
to be fair,
they've done well in pre-season friendlies, Fuzzy.
Well, yeah, I mean, both me and Anthony can justify that, yeah, because we both lost to him. But the Zubamendi, I don't think that's PR. Like that's really, really quickly gained a lot of traction, and because there's a release clause of 60 million there, Liverpool haven't spent a penny yet.
No,
they could drop 60 mil like that on a DM that fully replaces Fabinho. Big figurehead in that midfield department, cover the back four. Arnie Slot's got has got a massively influential figure in the team. Happy days. Liverpool immediately have become title contenders again.
I think he's going to be the dark horse, because we don't know much about him. He seems to be he's going to be the dark horse. He seems to kind of get Liverpool playing a certain way at the moment already. We used to have seen that yourselves. So. Yeah, be interested to see how Liverpool actually going to do. Steve saying Trippier, international left back. They call him Mr. Versatile these days, Steve. But he can play on both sides. That's how good he is. Happy and Moret, we are the second highest spenders this window behind Villa. Well happy with what we've done so far. Makes a change for us. Totally agree on that. And I think also what's surprising as well, Moret, is the fact that Sullivan's signing these things off. It's for I think for a lot of West Ham fans, it's kind of unknown territory. Our chairman is actually kind of open up this his wallet and letting the cash flow. He's got a wallet like yours, Anthony. So, but at least he actually opens these compared to you.
Oh, I know. Has he got a problem with moths? Because it's like, especially in this weather, the moths they're literally everywhere, aren't they? As soon as I open up one, I think they've chewed all my lips, to be honest with you, Tim.
Steve saying we haven't discussed our window yet, HH. Over to Tony. 6 players and counting. That's all I'm saying, Steve. 6 players. As you said, Steve. Oops, I'm just excited. Yeah, well said, Fuzzy. Yeah, and it's true. Yeah, Fuzzy does talk sense. How can Zoo pass a medical? Must be a bent one. Well, when you got that much money from the Saudi and that, anything is possible. But I think the only thing, which is the sad part about it, was we tried to offload him last year to Saudi and he stayed. And considering he's on like £125,000 a week, I believe he's our highest earner at the club. So that's one play you definitely want to get off the books. £125,000 for a bloke that kind of can't run. Yes, I see this as well, Lawrence. I mean, it seems it's possibly been leaked or, kind of rumoured to be that Bowen's probably going to be the new club captain.
I heard Danny Dyer's going to be the new captain.
Oh yeah, he'll be on the sideline because
smash the granny out of him.
He'll be teaching Lopetegui some new words. Well, as Danny calls him, Jules. Jules, my son. Zuma's gone and Bowen, our new captain. Yeah, running theme tonight. Tony asked for a wonderful left. Ross, come on. It's bad enough for this fella down here trying to flog Nketiah. Stop listening to Anthony, Ross. That's the advice I can give you in there. It doesn't do your health any good.
I'll be honest with you. I actually said it in Lee's show last night. Personally, I think Zinchenko, I think he's going to stay. And I think they're going to now move him from the left-back position up into midfield. That's what I reckon Mikel Arteta is going to do.
So I think they're going to move him from left-back to midfield after a game. They'll move him to centre-back and then probably to goalkeeper after that.
Yeah, no Arteta, that's for sure.
But I think personally, on that note, I do think that's what's going to happen. I think the left back position is going to be Cauliflower and Timber for that one, and obviously that moves that position into midfield. Obviously, because I think that's where he plays for Ukraine.
Yeah.
In international world, that was what he did in the Euros, of playing that midfield kind of role. Which, in all fairness, when I was actually watching him a couple of times in the Euros, he didn't play that bad.
No,
I'll give credit where credit's due, but he didn't play bad. So obviously, I think that's what's going to happen. I think personally that there's going to be another departing at Arsenal. I personally think nobody's already talking about that now, but I think Thomas Partey might leave. Come towards the end of the window, I think he will go. If he's got the chance to.
They're talking about Saudi, aren't they? Saudi for Partey. I think that's another one that's been back in the cards. But going back to what you just said there, though, it's quite interesting because if that's the case, then what happens to Martinelli or Trossard that normally play out on that side as well? Then that's a weird one.
I think what it is where he plays that 4-3. If it's a 4-3-3 formation, he's obviously going to have that Rice and Odegaard, and I think he might place Zinchenko alongside of him there. So obviously, and then you're going to have. I think you might have Partey. Well, you definitely have Jorginho as a backup. Because obviously he hasn't really got much of the legs anymore. Now he's like 33, Jorginho. So, and Thomas Partey's only 31. He's to me, Thomas Partey's too injury prone now. He is. So I think he might be like a backup sort of thing in Arteta might hand it over to Zinchenko. So that's my philosophy. But I guarantee you, I won't be that wrong because at the end of the day, this is Mikel Arteta we're talking about.
True.
I can't see Havertz in there unless we really struggling with injuries. Then he might bring Havertz back into that midfield. But
we'll see, and it'll be interesting what the outcome is going to be of it. But it's an interesting thing you're saying about that, though. Dow saying, is Zuma going to kick his poor kitty cat again this season? Whether he is, hopefully it's going to be in Saudi, Dow. We don't know how that happened on there.
Can't kick little pussycats over in Saudi, mate.
He'll lose a
cat. The cats they've got over there are bloody full-grown tigers.
Matt Foster saying, give a go to Man United and swap him for Maguire. Not a bad shout. This gives him a lease of life. E. Davis, evening to yourself. Good to see you in here. Gerd is a good player. He is a good player. He had a part with no knees. This is true. And I don't know if Manfred Panos is the answer. So maybe that's where he's more, Kilman is going to deal with that side of things. James is saying, Anthony, is Mikel Mourinho going to Arsenal or PR again? Yeah, that's a good question.
I think it'd be PR again, if I'm honest. I think it will be. I think there's going to be a problem within that player coming to Arsenal. Whether it's going to be the wages or is like what I said, the money that's being offered to him, like agreeing the money for him, the transfer fee for both clubs. So I reckon that'll be it'd be a deal done dead, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Happy and Moret saying a minimum expectation for me is top half finish. I think which is very achievable. Expect little equals pleasantly surprised. Hopefully, got to be positive, haven't we? I think we're going to have a fairly decent season under Lopetegui. E. Davis, absolutely not. If you think they're good, he's I wouldn't say he's error prone. I mean, there is a mistake in him, but then not being funny, it is with most players these days. I think the pressure's too much on some of these guys. Hey, look, it could be the fact of Lopetegui sees something different in him, but we're not there to see what they talk about. Hopefully, if he is going to be, that he'll get the best out of him, because we need, we think at the moment it's good us buying up top and now the midfield area, which was always kind of weakness for us. I think the main thing in more than anything else now, we're weak in defence. I think we need to really strengthen that side. Hopefully, these next couple of signings, which hopefully is going to be on the cards, will fix that. Per Mertesacker turned like a fucking aircraft carrier. Yeah, he was the one. It's slow, isn't he? Matt, you want a doobie? Lawrence, E. Ross is okay, but makes mental mistakes. That's cost us goals. The defence all year last year. Yeah. But there could be also the fact, I mean, as E. Davis has mentioned, could it be the case of, because of Zuma not making a run back, is he doing twice the amount of work to cover up for what Zuma can't get there? I don't know. It could be the case. No, I might be wrong. He might do all right for United, Steve. True. Happy E. Davis. This is what I also think of Mavs. Babysitting a player with no knees is going to make you look worse than what you are into. Yeah, which I just said. Yeah, it's a great comment. E. Ross, Lawrence Watkins. That's why I love. Why I would love for West Ham to take him. Liverpool do need to destroy and DM a proper. Yeah, we know the one. Zuma and Moyes together ruined many careers. So true, there, E. Davis. A good for Slabbed. What the fuck? No. Undoubtedly, Matt. It'd be who's coming the other way that worries me. Yeah, this is true. Evening, Henry. Good to see you. Evening, all. Fair enough. He's the same to Steve. Sorry, I'm late. Just finished podcast with Jez. Oh, hope it went well. I've looked back on that one. Hope it went well. Lawrence saying, happy I love you, but Mavin are good, bad position and past mistakes. They had nothing to do with Zuma. Zuma I think he calls his own actions. Love you too, but I disagree. Agree to not agree or disagree. E. Davis, we have spent a lot the last 5 years. It's failing to use the players. I think that was the problem we had with Moyes, E. Davis. When you think about it, for me, the clear ones that stand out for me is Haller and Skamaka. What we could have done with him if he kind of played even with a striker just behind, or even played two up top. But when you don't adjust to someone that can score goals for fun, we saw that, and we kind of blame the player. But you can't if they go on to other clubs and then start banging in goals for fun. That only tells you one thing. It was the manager that was at fault. Ravi's saying, Anthony, I'm coming around for you to take us out for breakfast, lunch and dinner. If you have cash on the hip, Del Boy style. He's always got cash, Ravi. Don't tell it. If he tells you something different than that, don't believe a word. Football Dad, change my FPL team 15 times tonight. Brilliant. Woohoo, I need one more sub to reach. Well done, Henry. That's good. Good to hear. Get them subs up. Brilliant. John Cena speaks for me, Tony. Yeah. Daddy Dyer peeping his boat over the dugout. Imagine that. Giving old Jules a slap round the ear if you don't get it right. Anthony, Anthony, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there, yeah.
Because James is asking, where did Zinchenko play today? Do you know what position?
He was left back. He scored in I think it was about 7 minutes into the game. So, but yeah, I mean, he didn't play that bad actually. But it's like what I said. It's just friendlies at the minute, Yeah. So
that's true, and it is that. Lawrence is saying Boris is on fire because you're being very polite on that term there. I know the word they actually say he's Danny Dyer. Ravi, Fulton Gallagher to Atletico. I personally think it is a good deal for both parties. It's a weird one Because when you think about it, 1 minute Chelsea agrees a deal with Atletico, and then suddenly they turn and say, "We are opening up negotiations for a new contract with a player." And then at the last minute, Gallagher says, "Up yours," and I'm going to Atletico. What do you two make of that?
Chelsea are just weird. So's Conor Gallagher. So's Atletico. They're all weirdos.
I mean,
I reckon Rabbit's got it right there. He's I think he's good on both parts, to be honest with you. So, but yeah, I'm actually surprised that they actually wanted him, believe it or not. But
yes, yeah, it is a weird one. Well, as Fuzzy said, they're all weirdos.
Yeah.
They're all weirdos. Yeah, exactly, Steve. That's what I'm thinking. Larry's being very polite, very polite. He was saying Zinchenko got the new number 17 yesterday, as well as he's not going anywhere. I agree with Anthony. I think Zinchenko will actually play midfield where he should have been playing to begin with. Yeah, well, that's your manager, unfortunately, Ross Hughes. Yeah. Hi, Fuzzy and the Wurzels. Hi, Tony. Henry, they all say hello to each other. Interesting one. This is another one that was I've heard about today as well. Ravi's saying, should Trent go Real or stay at Liverpool to win more? I personally think he's really wants to. We can't stop him and let him go for money, not on a free, running his contract down. Because I was hearing some silly figures being mentioned today for Trent.
I don't know with Trent because it's like he's at the stage of his career where he should probably go to a Real Madrid. But then he's probably sort of got that like how Marcus Rashford is with Man United. Like, oh, it's my boyhood club. Like a part of me doesn't want to leave. Part of me's comfortable being here. But then the new contract extension, it's like, well, do they kind of match the terms that I feel like I'm worth? Are they giving me what I believe what I deserve? But yeah, I don't know, because Liverpool are a bit of a strange one, because they've got the pulling power or the ability to give all of these players what perhaps they deserve, but they always like to put things right under the radar. So like if somebody wants like 200k a week salary, probably might be worth about 200k salary, they'll still try and fleece them out at 150. So I mean, with Trent, would he look past that if that is the case with the contract, or is it, is Real Madrid the move that he's sort of low-key thinking about? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird one on that one.
I think he should stay to. I mean, Liverpool will be all right for him. I just feel that during the Euros, Southgate played him in a stupid position, in that DM position. That alongside Declan Rice and that. Position was weird for me. So he's better off. I mean, some people say he's good at right back. Some people say he's better off playing as a going forward sort of thing. But but in that centre of midfield, no way.
No, it's true. Steve saying, when you're playing 80% of a match in your own box, a wicket or two is inevitable. Yeah, of course, we're alluding to Good and Zuma. Ravi, early doors. Did you ever see Danny Dyer at West Ham when you went? I've seen him in the fair distance one time. Proper lad. Royalty, of course, as we know. E. Davis, this starting attack and midfield is nearly Champions League level. Yeah, I mean, give Lopetegui his dues. He's the intent seems to be there. He wants to get back into Europe, or maybe that's what Sullivan wants, and that's the kind of the goal he's setting. But really pleased with how we kind of building that side of things. Like I said, E. Davis, I think it's just the defence now. We need to concentrate on a couple of good players, and we're virtually there. Lawrence saying, good shot, Steve, but many of their mistakes happened by bad back passes and bad breakaway coverage. Well, yeah. We weren't exactly the quickest. Henry, big up. Good. I was very nervous with Jess. I think I messed up a bit. Hey, it happens. It happens. But, well done for doing it. It's good to see you get it over the line. Brilliant. Just remixed that part of last night's show to a short Zinchenko. What, when you got it right, didn't get it right, got it wrong, did you get it right? Is that the one, Lee? Moyes, yeah, square pegs, round holes, king. Definitely. Good evening to yourself, Creepy Classics. Hope you will. That thumbnail is that the small guy. You've got no fans. That's the one. That's the one. The Wheelstone Warrior.
Big up Creepy Classics.
Ravi, that lad Anthony has on his picture. He does personal messages. If all you want, I'll see a video of him advertising it. There you go, Anthony. You get your name mentioned in lights. God, how old is he now under? Left back, yeah. Very coldly. Left back in the dressing room. Yeah, love it. Flynn Downs at CAM and Paqueta left wing. Moores was wild. Yeah. Yeah, shame about Flynn. I think you could have had more of a chance if he didn't. Sorry, you shouldn't be young boys anymore. Well, there's one person you haven't mentioned, Steve. And we know you do like the player, but, you haven't mentioned him. So saying Moyes and that is a forgiven. Villa won 3-2 tonight. Okay. Interesting result. Moyes exited stage left. Yeah. Creepy Classics. Conor Gallagher looks like the singer Peter Cetera from Chicago when Pete was young, of course. Steve saying we're absolutely smashing Celta Vigo on Saturday. Hardly anyone there to see it though. Huzzah! Yes. And on that note, I was just going to put this up for you guys to see, and that I put it in yesterday's show, and I will kind of put it up just to show you guys. So we've talked about this before. And let me just get this one off as well so you can clearly see it. Basically, it's the opposing the season ticket price rises and changes to the concession tickets at West Ham. So basically, as we sort of spoke about it, West Ham are looking to have no kind of leeway if you're an OAP or if you're a student. Everyone's going to be paying the same price. So at the time when I put this up, I saw it was on the change.org, and there it was at 15,076 currently signed it. As I put on there, let's get it above 20,000 and beyond that. So if you look at the address there, type that in and fill in the details and then submit. But don't forget to go back and check your email, and that way it will count as a vote. So, that's what you want to see. And as the picture says there, it wasn't just a club, son. It was a way of life. Unfortunately, as we all know, it's not exactly a way of life these days for the working man. It's completely gone south on that. Let me get back to where it was. I missed me slot. Where was Steve's comment? There it is. Rio already loaded all over the pitch. Wow. Trent won everything at 23. Did Messi, Ronaldo do that at 23? Yeah, this is true, Henry. This is true. It'd be interesting to see your comments on what Ravi asked. Would you think he stays or he goes? Matt saying, as long as we get through with no injuries, I don't care about score on Saturday. It's true. Injureless we want to be. Trent at DM, for goodness sake. Well, we all know that. I mean, that was, yeah, Southgate's a dinosaur. Truth. How many of our signings are Loppies and how many are Tim Stardens, do you think? That's a good question. You'd like to think that Lopetegui has built up this list and said, can you go and get these players? But I've got to kind of, agree with what you're saying there, Matt. I think obviously, Stuyton's got a lot of influence on this, which is good. It's the reins are off, as I said, because Moyes did hold back, and they had a bit of a conflict of interest.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit like bloody with Manchester United when we had Woodward trying to splash cash everywhere.
That was a disaster.
It's like you spend a lot of money, you sign a lot of players, but then you sort of get to the gist of it. You think it's going to work out, but then it doesn't, and you've got to sort of diagnose why. And you sort of come back to a point where it's like, which players did the manager actually want, and which players did the club think were best for the manager?
That's a good comment. Yeah.
The best appeal for the club or the fan favourites. Because if you're a club like West Ham, you sign a player that the fans go, "Oh yes, I'm so happy we got him." You as the owner or the director or CEO, big brownie points.
Absolutely.
So fans
Yeah,
go graces. The devil's isn't going to be in the detail. If West Ham, they get all of these signings, it's why I sort of half joke about West Ham finishing so low in the table.
Of course.
Because it could happen.
Of course it could.
Not likely. We wouldn't like to sit here and say because West Ham signed all of these players, that's what's going to happen.
No, exactly.
I think you would say, well, because of them showing ambition in the window, we'd like to say that ambition should be rewarded. You know, they were all rewarded with the ambition in window. They finish higher up the table. That's how we'd like to view things. But football doesn't always work out that way.
No, that's very true. That is true. Just saying goodbye to Lawrence. Have to run. Thank you all. Remember, West Ham are massive everywhere we go. Come on, you irons. Lawrence, look after yourself and look forward to seeing you soon. It's just hard to talk about stuff that hasn't been said other than Yorkshire. Yeah, I mean, that, which I try to avoid, Anthony will know. Yeah, of course. I mean, the main thing, at least Jez is, said his part about that, and hopefully we can all move on and carry on doing what we do, streaming. One's for you, Anthony. Ravi saying, what's your thoughts on Arteta and Edu's business relationship in general for Arsenal?
Good question. I think is between either Laura Nardi or the Chuckle Brothers. If I'm honest, it doesn't work. So anything they plan doesn't work. It goes Pete on, and I mean, you just got to look at our signings for this season. If we want to win the league, we ain't going to do it because obviously the signings we've got, basically.
No, yeah, it's quite an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Steve saying Ben Johnson is dead to me now. Talk to the hand. Yeah, please sign the petition. Will affect everyone eventually. We're starting to see it creep across the UK. I think with some of these clubs that's going to be doing it. But yeah, you're right there, Steve. Yeah, make sure to sign the petition. They're all saying goodbye to Lawrence. Creepy Classic saying that shocking that West Ham pricing. I used to go and see Birmingham City for £5 when they were playing Palace. The Blues are shit mind. It wasn't great. Trent is probably more an inverted right back. Yeah, absolutely. There's no midfielder, that's for sure. You wouldn't dream of saying that in front of a Birmingham City fan, though, but that's very true. You wouldn't. That's true. Ravi saying, really great show, guys. Thanks, Ravi. Appreciate that comment. Henry saying, what's your views on West Ham's academy status in terms of transfers, Tony? I mean, the main thing, we was talking about it the other day, Henry. This John Duran, when we was going to kind of give him one, Lewis Orford, one of our up and coming academy players. I'm glad it never happened, because lucky enough, Villa was still holding out for this 40 million on the player himself. I think it's hard to tell with because obviously Moyes, Urfitt got a shout, other players got loaned out. But it'd be interesting to see what Lopetegui is going to do with the youth players in the academy, how he sees that. So it's unknown territory at this stage, I'd say. Excuse me. Hopefully, you come back in a couple of weeks' time, we have a bit more of an idea. Trash. Football Dad's Army. When Anthony says Zinchenko moved to left 8 in midfield. Yeah. Shout out to Paul and Barry. To me, to you. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Creepy Classic saying, lay off the Chuckle Brothers, Anthony. I actually live with Paul Chuckle's son in halls of residence. Wow.
Well, he might be a decent
Depends.
one. That's all I'm going to say.
He was probably just hearing Chuchovic, just on repeat. It's like, I have to leave this place, I swear to God.
It is. I think what it is, you hit the nail on the head there, Fuzzy. I think that music is played in the background when they're stood next to the player having their picture taken. When the player signing the contract, you got Chuckle Vision playing in the background. That's what it is.
Eros is saying, Edo son, all these Portuguese-speaking players that Arteta doesn't want. Excuse me. Creepy Classics. I think Paul and his kids had a free season ticket to Rotherham United. He was president of the club or something, that doesn't quote me on that. Did he help you move in, Creepy? Just imagine what's going to cover that one.
Yeah.
People in the chat again. If you look at the link at the bottom, as I said, we're going to do the Premier League predictors as we go throughout the season of the good, the bad, and the ugly show. If you want to be part of it, just let us know. We'll put your name down, and we'll on next week's show we'll go through this, the upcoming Premier League fixtures and get your score predictions, and we can then start build up a tally of points. How you all fare well, or how crap we are picking teams. Ravi, Early Doors, Fuzzy, Anthony, you guys doing shows remind me of the 90s days of Badil and Skinner, Unplanned, and those type of shows, Saint and Greavesy. And that's what it's all about. That's what we like. We have a laugh with each other. We don't exactly have a kind of agenda as such. We just kind of go with the flow, Ravi. And we're happy where it is. It's quite funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I do miss those shows, the Badil and Skinner. The Fantasy Football League, that was good, and also watching Saint and Greavesy when I was younger. So, but yeah, it's nice to someone to say that about our show. It's like what Tony said. We just say it how it is, really. We just like doing a show and giving you, you people our thoughts at the end of the day and putting on a good show for yourselves.
And then we're just looking forward to the season actually started, and because we can then really start whipping into each other.
Yeah, definitely.
Creepy Classics. He's a proper businessman. Paul owned loads of properties in Greece and rented it out because they didn't make much from the television. Yeah, that's no surprise. Henry, can United beat City for the dinner plate, Hot Fuzz?
Can do, yeah. I reckon in terms of how the teams will play, probably be a 50-50 game. Probably decided with the penalty shootout or such.
Yeah, I reckon the same.
I'll definitely would say that Man City won't go all out. I just don't see them putting every egg into the bar. They I mean, even against Arsenal, they just didn't put any eggs into the basket.
No.
Last season, they just it's a game. It literally is what it is. It's a pre-season friendly.
Yeah,
it's a charity game.
I think that's it. It's always been his remit, though, hasn't it, Fuzz? I mean, when you look at it, he's never really put a full strength side out in any of this competition at all. Ewas is a big up gentleman, especially you seen as well, and obviously to yourself, Ewas. It's always a pleasure to have you in here as well. So big up to yourself as well, mate. Just realised that pick isn't you, Ant.
You bloody want some?
Look at this. Henry Ray is saying Zubimendi signs for LFC. We have liftoff. Bloody hell, finally.
Well, I mean, he's not signed yet, but I think the only thing for Liverpool really is just deciding what they're going to do with the payment. I mean, Sociedad want clubs to pay the full release clause fee. Liverpool don't really want to do that. They prefer to do it another way, but there'll be a compromise. I think Liverpool will end up paying it, and so they should. So literally, they'd pick up their I wouldn't say Rodri, but Rodri type player.
No, it's true, isn't it? It is true. Question for you all. Do you rate Dion Dublin doing housing programs? He's not bad, actually. He knows his stuff. Home's under the hammer. He's not bad, This is when I used to be on shift work and that, and I used to wake up in the morning and that, and also I was quite surprised to see this big ex-footballer doing this program. But yeah, he can talk the game. He can talk the game. Put it that way. Revy saying, "You got no fans." Henry just practicing for win, and if he does, FSG notorious for not spending. Yeah, it's true. That's true. But if he's getting near there, that's got not be a bad business for you, Henry. Creepy Classics. Man City don't even need to spend much to go for the title again. When did we last see this kind of dominance in the UK? Liverpool in the 80s? No, there was Everton. Man United in the 90s? No. This is true. Well, if you look at Creepy Classics, they're going to soon have 65 million in the pocket with the balance to follow with Alvarez's deal. So all they've got to do is sign one more player and just replace him. So I don't think it'll be long before we see Man City announcing another player at the club. Right, guys, we're 2 hours and 10 minutes into the show itself. Anthony, I'll start off with you, sir. If you kind of say what you're doing, where you're going to be, and hopefully the people in the chat can actually see your face more often, and hopefully a speedy recovery to your poor old back.
Yeah, you can find me on here on Finney's channel on Early Doors Football TV, where we do the good, the bad, and the ugly. Also, we on the Sunday night takeaway as well. Just want to thanks people for tuning in. Thanks for your comments, and make sure that you like and subscribe to the two people above me to their channels, and also anybody else that's got a channel that's in the chat as well. If you can subscribe to them.
Yeah, thank you very much, matey. Question again from Ravi. Thoughts on City signings of that Brazilian? I forgot his name. Starts with an S. Isn't he any good? Do you guys know?
Savio.
Excuse me.
Well, if it's Savio who's talking about, then yeah, he's probably one of the best individual performance-wise, one of the best wingers in the league last season.
Yeah, so yeah, that's one straight away.
Good.
Fuzzy, you'd like to shake your channel as the people are saying goodbye. Take care, guys, from Arsenal Manic. Thank you very much for streaming, Henry.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Eros. Thanks, Dave. Great stream, lads. Thank you very much. Let's see what 24-25 Santa brings. Yeah, absolutely. Cheer panels and channels. Great show as usual. Thanks, Steve. Big Uncle Rod for introducing me to you guys. Quality recommendation. No, Ravi, it's been a pleasure and awesome. We love, I love your questions and that, and I also like your humour as well. That's another good quality I like about you as well, mate.
I got to go run sort out my laundry, so I'll quickly shout the channel out, and I've got to run.
Okay, mate.
So yeah, big ups everybody. You find me on Hoppers44. Make sure to like and subscribe to myself and also to Tony, and this guy needs to get a channel so we can all subscribe to him, even if it is uploading 7-second shorts of tractor compilations or butchering animals, whichever way he chooses to spend his TikTok sessions. But yeah, big ups to everybody, and yes, we'll be back with some other content later on in the week for sure.
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks, Fuzz. See you soon, mate. Take it easy.
I'll see you, Fuzz.
Ravi, respect 100% to you guys. Like, subscribe to everyone on the show. Absolutely, mate. And thank you very much. And yeah, basically, as we said, thanks for being in this on the panel, being on the chat. Love the comments, and we shall look it around for next week when we'll see you all again for episode 5. So
yeah.
Knew he pooed his pants, yeah, because of the signings
I
at
think
West
he
Ham.
did.
That's because of the West Ham signings. He couldn't put up with Steve, you know what I mean? Cover your eyes. He couldn't put up with that at all, innit? He's crapped himself. Didn't expect that business from the Mighty Hammers. So everyone in the chat, thank you very much for that. And Steve, I'm going to be very kind to your ears. We're just going to end the stream, and we'll catch you all next week. Take it easy, everyone, And
Bye all.
as Trip said there, see you all later, and we're out.